Hello, everyone. It is Tony Sunday. Happy Tonys, everybody. Okay, I have a tradition of not doing my ballot. I'm not a Tony voter for real, but I have a ballot, and I have a tradition of not doing my ballot until just hours before. And now I'm going to share it with all of you. Pardon the very bare background. This is my new house, and I've moved my little office area around 3 times. We're changing all of this, okay? So, in honor, though, of the Tonys, I wore this. Nobody has seen this yet until now. I don't think. I'm pretty sure. I was going to wear it on my last trip to New York. I was going to wear it to see New York, New York, which was my last show that I was seeing. And I thought, this is perfect. And I was sitting second row and blah, blah, blah. And it rained like crazy. It was the nightmare storm that weekend. So, no, I didn't wear something like fancy like this. But I put it on and got dressed up for the Tony Awards. I'm so excited. All right, so let's dig right in, okay? And everybody does them from back to forward. I ain't doing that. I'm starting with what you want to hear first, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you who I think will win and who I want to win, all right? So just stick with me, and we'll see in a few hours if I'm right, all right? Best play, Leopold Stott. Hands down, it's who I think will win. It's who I want to win. It doesn't happen that often that a play without huge superstars gets extended, and this play has. I'm going back to New York in a couple of weeks. I have got to see Leopold Stott a second time. I just have to. It closes July 2nd. Best play, I think it's going to win. It's who I want to win. Musical, Kimberly Akimbo. I think that's who should win. That's who I want to win. That's who I think is going to win. I would not be surprised if Shucked jumped in there and stole it. Some Like It Hot is obviously in there as well. The reason I say Shucked, because it's kind of the sleeper. You know, it kind of reminds me of, Avenue Q versus Wicked, okay? Everybody was sure Wicked was going to win Best Musical, and Avenue Q snuck in there and got it. So Shucked could be, because it's a late bloomer. It opened late in the season. And so the word has to spread, you know. When I was up there, I wasn't hearing a lot about Shucked. I just knew I wanted to see it. And then you're hearing it, and you're hearing it, and you're hearing it. So anyway, so a lot of this musical, and the musicals this season were so amazing. From Some Like It Hot to Kimberly Akimbo, Shucked. I mean, they just were super. I have not seen all of them. I did not see & Juliet. I was supposed to. I bought a ticket, and that was back in December, and it got canceled. The one performance, and it was my last Sunday, or my last day there. So anyway, I didn't get to see it, but it's a great season for musicals. Play revival. Who do I think will win? I think Top Dog Underdog will win. I'm okay with that. I think The Sign in Sydney Burstein's Window kind of is a late bloomer jumping in there. There's a lot of push and politicizing for the piano lesson to win. Again, this is a category that I'm fine with any of them. I think it's going to go to Top Dog Underdog. If I were picking, I would actually pick A Doll's House. That adaptation is so fresh and new. I know A Doll's House well, and that adaptation, there were things that I got out of it that I had not. So I hope A Doll's House would win. Play revival, I don't think it's going to. Musical revival, I think is going to be Parade. That's again a hard category. Into the Woods, hello, I mean, it's on tour. It's in Orlando right now, 45 minutes from where I sit, with huge stars, with Gavin Creel and Montego Glover and Stephanie J. Block and Sebastian Arcellus and Julia Lester, who's nominated tonight. And, it could go around, but I believe Parade. And if I were voting Parade, watching that revival I was watching a brand new show to me. And that's what's important when it comes to a revival. Leading actor in a play. Okay, here we go. I have not seen Goodnight Oscar. I'm going to see it when I go back in a few weeks. I really want to. So I feel a little off here. I think from what I'm hearing, reading, what I hear on the radio, and I read in my blogs, when I say what I'm hearing, that's what I mean. Sean Hayes from Goodnight Oscars got it. If I were voting, though, Stephen McKinley Henderson from Between Riverside and Crazy. The man deserves it for a lifetime of work and that role. That role is insane what he did with that character. So Stephen McKinley Henderson would be my cheer. Leading actress in a play, I am pretty sure it's going to be Jessica Chastain, A Doll's House. That's definitely who I would vote for. If Jodie Comer gets it for Prima Facie, I am not angry about it at all. And I would not really be surprised because, again, she's like the sleeper coming in there. But I really believe it should go to Jessica Chastain. What she did in A Doll's House was just flippin' amazing. And I went and then did a rabbit hole. Went down a rabbit hole researching her career, movies, because she's never been on my radar. And I'm looking at all these variety of parts going, holy shit, this is all the same actor. She just really is amazing. And in A Doll's House, she was phenomenal and like maybe took 20 steps in the whole play. I mean, just she did most of it sitting still and standing. Leading actor in a musical, J. Harrison G. Gotta be J. Harrison G. I want J. Harrison G, and I think everybody does, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to win. Leading actress in a musical, Victoria Clark. I think Victoria Clark from Kimberly Akimbo is going to win. Victoria Clark should win. After about the first 7 minutes, I forgot that she was a woman in her senior years, 70s, whatever, and believed she was a teenager. And I love Victoria Clark. I love her. I love her voice. When I heard she was playing this role and what it was, I went, oh, no, she's a pure, beautiful, clear soprano. How do you put that in a 16-year-old's body? What she did to change her voice, to change her body, to change her facial expressions, everything. And it looked so effortless. Victoria Clark's got to win this. I did not see Sweeney Todd. I will probably not see Sweeney Todd, even though I am a huge Annalee Ashford fan and love her, and it's time for her to get some due and some credit, but not up against Victoria Clark. I'm sorry, Annalee. I hear that you're the best thing, like she's taught listening, right? Annalee, can you hear me? I hear that she's the best thing in the show, and that her performance is brilliant and took Mrs. Lovitz to a whole level that nobody ever has, which when you're talking about Angela Lansbury and Patti LuPone, that's pretty impressive. But I still believe Victoria Clark. They say that lightning rarely strikes twice. Victoria Clark in, not Dancing at Lanai. What was it? Light in the Piazza. Dancing at Lanai. Light is the word light. Light in the Piazza. She was brilliant, and I'm lucky I saw that performance. But this is her performance in Kimberly Akimbo is even more. Featured actor in a play. Now this one I really think could go a lot of ways. Samuel L. Jackson, of course, has been campaigning for it. Jordan E. Cooper from Ain't No Mo is like one of the highlights of that play. But I really do think it's going to go to Brandon Uranowitz from Leopoldstadt, and that's who I would vote for. I think he's an amazing actor. I like him and follow him, and when I saw the play, it wasn't until halfway through that I realized that was him, because I didn't look at the cast list beforehand. Anyway, featured actress in a play. Okay, here we go. I have been hearing like crazy and reading that it's going to go to Miriam Silverman for The Sign in Sidney Burstein's Window, a play I'm going to see in a few weeks. If I were voting and if I were casting a vote, it would be for Nikki Crawford in Fat Ham. She was dropping it all over that stage. She was fabulous. Okay, featured actor in a musical. I'm trying to do this quickly. Featured actor in a musical, Alex Knoll. I'm sorry, are there other people nominated? I don't mean to be rude to Kevin Cahoon, who was brilliant and shocked. Justin Cooley could be an upset. I would love it. That would be amazing. While Alex Knoll deserves it, and hands down, the two performances you can't compare. But Justin Cooley's such a cool kid, and he does so amazing in Kimberly Akimbo. That I'm loving it. But I'm loving it that this young guy was nominated. But Alex Knoll, I believe, has it for Shuck. Featured actress in a musical. Okay. Y'all don't hate me here, okay? I believe Bonnie Milligan is going to win for Kimberly Akimbo. I believe it's like hands down Bonnie Milligan going to win. I would not vote for her. I thought she was great, but I think the hype is more, and I think there's a whole thing about Bonnie Milligan from Head Over Heels. I think that was the show, right? And her previous performances, and that she's recognized, and it's her turn. Blah blah blah. I wasn't as blown over by her performance. I wasn't like it didn't come out of the blue for me. It was a performance I expected. Natasha Yvette Williams in Some Like It Hot blew me away. That was unexpected. She did more than just be the big black woman who sings a couple of big songs. She delivered, and her acting, her movement, her singing, everything. I think I would definitely vote for Natasha Yvette Williams. And I believe there's a big, big push for Betsy Wolfe from Anne Juliet. I hear she was the shining light of that show. I didn't see it. I love Betsy Wolfe, so I wouldn't hate on it. Book of a Musical. God, please let it be David Lindsay Abaire for Kimberly Akimbo. I loved all of them that I saw. Well, that's not true, because I did not love the Book of New York, New York. I thought it was just too convoluted. Robert Horn in Shucked. If Robert Horn Book of a Musical won, and I think that's the second. I think Kimberly Akimbo, David Lindsay Abaire has the front running, and I think Robert Horn Shucked is second, with a very close third of Matthew Lopez and it's right here, Amber Ruffin for Some Like It Hot. I would pick Kimberly Akimbo, David Lindsay Abaire, and that's who I think is going to win. Score. Here's going to be, this one's really up in the air, all over the place here. It's the only nomination that Almost Famous got, which is Tom Kitt, which everybody loves, Tom Kitt. It's one of the few that K-pop got, and there's a little bit of sympathy for K-pop, but this is too important of a category. I think it's going to go to Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman for Some Like It Hot. That's who I think is going to win. I'm rooting for Shucked. I'm rooting for Brandy Clark and Shane McAnally for Shucked. Those tunes have just been stuck in my head nonstop, and I love that score. I was listening to it today. Scenic design of a play. I think Life of Pi is going to win. I didn't see Life of Pi, but everything I'm hearing is Life of Pi from the Design Awards is going to sweep. I would vote for Richard Hudson for Leopoldstadt. Scenic design of a musical, I think is going to go to Scott Pask from Some Like It Hot. I am hearing some Beowulf board for New York, New York. I think that would be a travesty, because I think the scenic design was part of the big problem with New York, New York, to me. Okay, I would actually go with Scott Pask, but for Shucked, I think Shucked was a better scenic design. It told the story of the play. It was workable. New York, New York was not workable. The set was in the way, and Shucked was functionable, and I'd see things that would happen and move, and I go, ooh, that's cool, that's neat. So I would like to see Scott win it for Shucked, but I think he'll win it for Some Like It Hot. Costume design for a play, Leopoldstadt. Leopoldstadt. All the others had good, that I saw had good costuming, but Leopoldstadt, just the variety and the attention to detail. I got to sit on the second row, kind of on the aisle. So I was literally at the edge of the proscenium, the wall. And in one place, one of the actors, she leans up against the proscenium wall. She's right there. And she's smoking a cigarette, which I was watching the ash because it kept getting longer and longer. And I thought she could flick me with her ash. That's how close I was. So I got to see the detail on these costumes and the perfection in it. I really believe Leopoldstadt should win it and will win it. Costume design of a musical, I think it's going to go to Greg Barnes, Some Like It Hot. There, I would give it to New York, New York. I would. Donna Zakowska. I just really was impressed with the variety of costumes and the attention to detail again. Oh, I'm going long. I'm sorry. Lighting design of a play. Again, I'm hearing Life of Pi, so I'll say Life of Pi is probably going to win. I would vote for Prima Facie. She did a brilliant job with lighting there. Lighting design of a musical. Natasha Katz. Natasha Katz has won so many times. She's nominated twice. It's for Some Like It Hot. Also Sweeney Todd. I think that they might give it to the Sweeney Todd. I didn't see it. If I were voting, I would actually give it to Heather Gilbert for Parade because I think they really did a beautiful job with the shadows and the lighting and what needed to be in shadow and what needed to be in light. And they really went with the theme of the play and the lighting. I really got it. So that's who I would vote for. Lighting design of a musical. Oh, that's what I just did. Sound design of a play. I have no idea who's going to win here. Could be Life of Pi. Could be A Christmas Carol. Could be A Doll's House. That's who I would vote for. I'm putting my little highlight by A Doll's House. Sound design of a musical. See, sound design, I'm not quite sure what is. I don't know enough. So I'm going to just say I think it's going to be New York, New York. It could be In Juliet. I've heard both. I would vote for New York, New York for sound design. I do think that was great. My favorite moment of that musical was when Colton sang A Quiet Thing, and you could hear a pin drop. And he was singing incredibly soft, but you could hear it very clearly. That's the thing. That's why I also like sound design from A Doll's House, because they talked very softly, but the intensity was there. You could hear it and feel it. Direction of a play. As a director, this is very hard for me, and I went back and forth. I really think it's going to be Leopoldstadt, Patrick Marber, and that's who I believe I would cast my vote for. I would struggle there because I think A Doll's House was so beautifully directed. It's harder to direct minimally than it is in big sweeping strokes. And that's when a director sees the direction of a play. And I saw the direction of a play in A Doll's House. Most of your people would not. Even a lot of theater people would not see the direction in A Doll's House. I did. So but then Leopoldstadt is this epic play that is just insane with the amount of people, the amount of staging, and the coverage that it takes. Wow. So I would probably vote for Patrick Marber. I think Patrick Marber's going to win. Best direction of a musical. I think it's going to go to Michael Arden. I would not hate if it goes to any of the people. Into the Woods, Some Like It Hot, Casey Nicholas, Shucked. I were voting, I would vote for Jessica Stone for Kimberly Akimbo. Again, I think it was subtly directed. It just told the story beautifully. And that's it. Choreography, Casey Nicola, please God, finally can Casey Nicola win a fucking choreography award. He has been nominated 6, 8, 20, 30 times. I think it's really like 5 or 6. Amazing choreography. His choreography never is the same. I love Casey Nicola's choreography, and he's not one. For Some Like It Hot, he deserves it. It should happen. Even though Susan Stroman is one of the greatest choreographers working in New York right now, and most of the dancing in New York, New York was the best thing about New York, New York. There were a few other things. Again, I heard about K-pop and Juliet and their choreography, but please God, I think it's Casey Nicola's year. I believe Casey Nicola will win, and that's certainly who I would vote for. My last one, and then I'm done. I said I wanted to do it under 20 minutes, and I did. I can't believe it. Orchestrations. Okay. I have heard so much about this one. I have heard it on the radio. I have read it on blogs. I witnessed it. It's Some Like It Hot. Some Like It Hot orchestrations are going to, I have to look at their names. Sorry, I was taking my glasses off, and then, isn't that fun? Charlie Rosen and Brian Carter. When you go to Some Like It Hot, you think you're hearing an orchestra of 100 instruments. The way, and that I have found is about the way the orchestrations are done. And that is these guys, Charlie and Brian's job. So it's their Tony to take home. And that's who I would vote for, and that's who I think is going to win it. So that is the 2023, sorry. I am not going back to 2020 now. That is the 2023. That's who I think should win. Feel free to comment. Feel free to disagree with me or agree with me, because I'm usually right. Y'all know I'm joking, right? Feel free to comment and let me know who you think or why you think, oh my God, that you were way off base there. Go ahead, tell me. I can take it. All right. If you're rude, If you're not respectful, I'll delete it. So, all right. Happy Tony Sunday, everybody. Enjoy and go see a show.